Good morning people, welcome back to Slits Car Care. So, this week we are revisiting a car which came to us about 6 months ago. So if you rewind to episode 2, I believe, of the Detailer's Diary, you will see this black BMW M4. Now this car's a bit of a monster. It is now, I believe, about 820 horsepower, something around there anyway, it's silly. And we coated this car 6 months ago with the Ceramic Pro Silver package, with the bolt-ons of removing the wheels and coating the backs of those and the calipers also. So today we're going to be going over some areas where the customers managed to pick up some damage from cats sitting on the bonnet, reversing into bins, all sorts of things like this, and re-tidying up the car. But also I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to see how a ceramic coating can be working 6 months on from when it was originally applied. So let's get it washed and see how it's looking. Okay, so the M4 is now inside and it's looking a little bit different to what it did when we detailed it 6 months ago. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link up top now to go and watch it. It's like the second episode of Detailer's Diary that I ever did, so if the quality is a bit worse than what I'm doing now, I'm still not saying what I'm doing now is great, but it may not be as good as what I'm doing today. Anyway, yeah, there's a few extra parts which I will show you on the car, and it's also featuring a bit of extra power. But I want to run you through how the car's looking now so you can see what to expect 6 months later after you've had your car coated. Yes. Right, so I'm back again on the voiceover. Maybe I didn't make that clear enough in the introduction and when we pulled the car in that the car is still in very good condition. I'm just highlighting here the areas where the car sustained damage over those 6 months, and I think the coating's held up really well. You can see here this is where the car's been reversed into a bin, left a very light scratch, but on the whole, as shown in this clip, it is still looking pretty sharp. So the coating's definitely done its job. So anyway, on with the polishing. So on the whole, the car took very, very little to get it to a very good standard. As you've seen, the condition of the paintwork is still almost immaculate. It's just sustained a few marks from whatever it may be over time. So with a very, very light finishing compound, the yellow pad took care of most of it. There was the odd, deeper scratch from, I think it was from the cats mainly, which had been sat all over the car, which needed something a little bit more aggressive. But as I say, on the whole, it was a very, very fine polish that the car needed. mark I'm about to highlight is probably one of the worst on the car. It's kind of a long vertical scratch, which, there we go. You can see it just there. You know, with a heavy cutting compound, just on that one spot with the 1 inch, and then a light refine came straight out. So this is one of the new panels on the car. We'll come back to that later in the video, but again, the condition of this was very good. There may be a few marks just from it being fitted. So a very light finishing polish and a finishing pad is all it took to get it looking immaculate. Now we can start some of the finishing touches. Now the polishing is just about complete, so it's a case of removing the masking and dressing the engine bay, ready for the coatings to be applied. Right, so now we're currently on cleanup on Alex's M4. And I think now's a good time for me to show you the things that he's done to it in the last 6 months. So you may have already spotted the in-your-face carbon boot lid. I'm not sure what the weight saving is on this, but it looks ace, doesn't it? Especially without the spoiler as well. I kind of like it. It gives it a bit more purpose in a way. It makes it look a bit more streamlined. But as well as that, there's something inside which I want to show you. So firstly, the Alcantara LED steering wheel, which all the lights come on when you're hitting the red line and stuff like that, so they look really cool. But also these seats, I've never seen seats like this in a car like this for a start off, but more specifically in an M4. So these are Tillet carbon fibre bucket seats. Normally you'd find these in something like a Lotus because they're so slim and so light, but obviously Alex is all out speed, so he's popped them in his 800 and something brake horsepower M4, which just looks unreal. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like it? I should hope so anyway. It is an absolute weapon. Also the wheels, these are the same wheels that we had it on last time when we detailed it. He bought another set for the rear, so a pair of rear wheels in 18, so actually a size smaller, and fitted drag radials. But I think the cost of running drag radials on the road was, you know, too silly really. I think they wore too quickly, so it's onto Pilot Sport 4S's all round. He rates these, I rate these tyres, I had them on my M135i, and I thought they were really good on that, and if he rates them on his M4 as well, I think that tells you how good they are. And although there's not much more for me to show you in the engine bay, obviously he's sporting a little bit more power. I think last time he came to us it was about 750 horsepower. I think off the top of my head now it's 820, but either way it is silly. Now the chap who owns this car, Alex, he owns Power Performance, PWR Performance UK on Instagram. I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. They are specialists in BMW parts and styling parts, performance parts, anything like that, turbos, you name it. If you've got an M3 or an M4, that is the place to go. So the link is in the description. If you need anything that you see on this car pretty much, or if you need anything for your car, hit them up. So now we're applying the 9H coating, so that's a single layer. Me and Joe work around the car together. I'll apply it, work it into the panel, and Joe just removes it. He gets the easy job, don't he? He gets the easy part. So it's not just the boot lid, obviously it's freshly fitted, it's the seats and the steering wheel, so we're protecting these with our fabric protector to make them easier to clean and maintain and protect these expensive materials against any spills and mishaps. And finally, the finishing touch on the car is its single layer of Ceramic Pro top coat applied via spray. Again, not seen us do this before. It's a very low pressure and a very low volume of product, just lightly misted across each panel and removed straight away. So there we have it, Alex's M4 is now completely re-coated. There wasn't really a 100% need to do this. Alex is a very good friend of ours and a loyal customer as well. He wanted a quick tidy up on the areas that are scratched and the new areas of the car that he's freshly installed coated. But by the time we kind of found a few scratches and things like that and then finish off the rest of the panel, we thought we may as well just polish the whole car as a nice little favour for him, so it's looking as fresh as the day it left here 6 months ago. As I say, there's not necessarily a full need to do that, but Alex is, by his girlfriend's words, very anal. You know, ridiculously, he likes his car to be the best it can possibly be in every way, shape and form. So yeah, it's all sorted now. We're going to now do some work on the garages and the workshops around our place today, just doing clean up, and also going to spend a half a day on sorting out the tracker rosa before it goes for mapping at Mallory on the 27th, I think it is off the top of my head. On Tuesday. It's Tuesday, whatever it is, it's Tuesday. So that is our plan for today. So probably a few clips from that as well in the outro, along with some footage of the 800 brake horsepower M4. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We shall catch you next Sunday at 6 PM. Don't forget to subscribe and also smash that like button for me. It's super important for helping the channel grow and helping us get found across YouTube by other people. So that's what I'm pushing for at the moment. If you're not subscribed, press subscribe. If you are subscribed, press that like button for me. It doesn't take, it takes a second to do, and it means the world to me. So just press it, just do it. Anyway, we'll see you next Sunday. Have a lovely, lovely week.
Ooh.